Hi, everybody. Good afternoon if you're in the States, and good evening if you're in the UK. Tonight or this afternoon may be a little bit different because we have a special guest. This is Primrose, and she's a very small baby, as you can tell, and she is running rings around me right now. And so it might be a bit of a live wire performance from Primrose at least. So I've got her little mouse and I've got some other little toys here to keep her occupied. So if you've got any questions about your cats, then type them in the box and I'm here to answer them for you. In the meantime, I can talk about kittens if you like. Um, Kittens, they are very energetic, as we know. Ideally, they're best kept with their mum until they're about 14, 16 weeks old, because there's a period called maternal habituation, and this is where the mum cat teaches them all the manners and the skill sets that they need to be adult cats later on. So sometimes if you have a kitten that is playing roughly with it, that's actually inappropriate play, and the kitten will very quickly think that that's appropriate, and it can play like that. And kitten claws and kitten teeth are very, very different to cat teeth, as you can imagine. So hi there, Emma. Hope you're okay. Hi, Jay. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, so it's really important when you've got your little kitten that you don't engage in that hand rough play. Instead, use things like wands, and little toys like this that they can grasp in their mouth, because your hands are only for petting, they're not for play. Hi from Seattle. Wow. What temperature is it in Seattle? Because it's a frosty 9 degrees here in the UK today, and it's summer. So can somebody please tell somebody up there that it's summer everywhere, not just in Seattle? It's freezing. Um, so little kittens need a lot of attention, obviously, and they need regular feeding. So at least 4 to 6 meals a day. No milk, because cats are lactose intolerant, and that's going to give them digestive problems. So keep them on an age-specific diet, whether you choose to feed kibble or wet food. Oh, look at her, she's seen herself in the camera. Just making sure that somebody's around all the time. Now, Primrose isn't my cat. I'm just looking after her for a friend whilst they have a well-deserved break. And it would have been too long to leave her on her own. So she's here with me and she's running rings around everybody. Okay, hi Doyle. My question is, how do you calm down a cat? Your cat wants to climb late at night and early in the morning. That's a really good question. So cats are crepuscular, which means that they're active at dawn and dusk, and that's when their prey is most active. So that's hardwired into them to be more active at these times. So it would be a good thing actually to offer lots of play, especially before feeding time. So that sort of taps into their predatory cycle. So they would hunt and they would capture their prey, they would manipulate their prey, and then they would eat it. So if you're engaging your cat with play, that is effectively their hunting, and then you give them food afterwards, and that will help that. So think about the way that you're playing with your cat. Start off maybe by giving them something to watch, a wand that's wiggling like a pretend snake or a pretend mouse on the floor, and then let them pounce on that. Don't sort of throw toys at your cat, because little mice and birds don't run up to cats and say, come and eat me. They have to do the hunting, and that's what they like. So I think playing with your cats at those times and then offering feed would be really, really helpful there. Your cat slavers a lot. Any idea why? Okay, Anthony, I would suggest popping your cat along to the vet just for a dental check, really, because they can get lots of oral conditions that can make them slobber a lot. Alternatively, if they are just slobbering or slavering, when you're petting the cat, then cats will drool. It's a throwback to when they were nursing from the mother. So if you notice your cat does this when you're petting it, then that's perfectly okay, and that's normal. Okay. Um, Excuse me, my phone's just gone and thought it was on silent. Right, your 7-year-old has never purred. You know, Carmel, so all cats will purr, but it might be that you can't hear the way that her body vibrates, or the little bone that vibrates that causes the purr in the throat. It might be that you can't hear that, but I'm sure she does in her own way. Why are you so cold in the UK? Are you sure you are? I feel like it's the Arctic Circle. We've had our heating on. It's been that cold. And I was thinking, do you know what? We're going to have a frost tonight. I'm thinking I might have to put the heated blankets on for the cats. Your two, sorry, is it Totty Totty? Your kitten was so sweet and spin, and now she's almost grown up. It suddenly stopped. Um, Kitten behavior is so completely different to cat behavior. You know, they've got full of energy, and every day is a learning activity for them, so that's why they have so much energy. And then as they get a bit older, obviously they know what life's all about, so they do tend to steady down. And once your cat or kitten has been neutered, you'll find that they do steady down a lot then anyway, because they're not driven by the same amount of hormones. You're welcome, Doyle. Joseph, hi. She looks like your cat Jimmy when he was a baby. Same markings. Or I think they're called tuxedo cats, aren't they? And they are beautiful. With a bit of luck, she might go to sleep. She likes sitting on there, but she's not still for very long. Um, Princess, you're fostering two kitties. They're about 8 weeks old. One started regularly peeing just outside the litter box. Are you out of ideas? Any advice? Okay, so I'd like to know how many trays you've got. If you're fostering two kitties, and presumably they're in a little room on their own, so you'd need at least 3 trays in that room. And I'd like to know, what substrate are you using? Can you just type in the box? It may be different if you're using a wood pellet or something. Some cats can have a litter aversion, so I'd be wanting to put in a litter buffet. So they have different types of litter. Clumping litter, she's climbing up my hair now. Clumping litter is really, really good. Now, Primrose here, I put her on a fine substrate here, and it's like sand. And the first time she got in it, she played in it for about 20 minutes, and she was just fascinated by all the granular movement in the litter tray. So that's what I'd like you to tell me. What litter are you using? How many trays have you got? And then I'll be able to give you some more advice after that. But that's brilliant that you're fostering kitties, cats or kittens. um Camas, how can I get my cats to let me brush their teeth? So there's actually, if you go onto my TikTok account, there's a video on this. Now, Hugo is normally here with me on a Cat Chat Tuesday, if you've been along before, and he will very, very kindly allow me to demonstrate. I used to start off by just massaging round his mouth, first of all, get in a time when I was relaxed and he was relaxed, feeling all zen. And then I would get something like a Licky Licks, or a churro. I think they have churros. I would get a little bit of that, or even a bit of a malt paste on my finger, and I would just do that around his teeth, and then gently pop my finger in. And then so he gets used to the feeling of that in his mouth. And then from there, I would then pop one of those little dental finger brushes on, and they are really good to do that. And obviously nothing is going to replace visiting the dentist, the cat dentist, for obviously a good dental check, but doing that daily as part of your cat's welfare, I think, is really good. Just like we have to brush our teeth, it's great for cats to have their teeth brushed too. And you can get special toothpaste just for cats. I hope that helps. Okay, your cat's hair on her neck only has started to get matted and then bleeds. One doc said it was fungal and another said it was allergies. No changes in her environment. I don't know what to believe. Help. Okay, so if it's on her neck, is it where you're using a spot on flea treatment? One thing you could do, I can't give veterinary advice, obviously, but what I can say is studies have shown that 95% of all skin problems in cats and over grooming is caused by allergens such as food. So maybe consider feeding on her on a hydrolyzed diet for a while, see if that makes a difference. Looking at the environment, what sort of, have you got any air fresheners in there, any fragrances? Have a look at that first. Is she going against some pollen, some outside in the garden if she's an outside cat? So think about triggers there in the environment, both indoors and outdoors, that could be causing that. It's not likely to be over grooming there because obviously she can't groom to the back of her neck. So if you're not putting topical flea treatments on there, then I would definitely look at the diet. Now, the vet should be able to say quite clearly if it's fungal with skin scraping. So maybe go to a different vet and get a second or third opinion, but definitely look at the diet first for different triggers that might be happening there with your cats. I hope that's helped. Right, Princess, you're on pine pellets. Now, that's one of the most triggers. I did think it might be. Pine pellets, they're very, very, for anyone who doesn't know, they're little granular, they're quite large actually. And the equivalent for a cat's paw is like us stepping on a Lego brick with no shoes on. And if you've ever done that, you know it's quite painful and it hurts. Also, with that, the cat is actually urinating in there, and you can't take that out. You can only take out the solids. So that's the equivalent of us going to the toilet, the bathroom, um, and not flushing the toilet and then going again. And we wouldn't really like it. And it's the same for cats. So if they're urinating on a place they've already urinated, they're going to be less inclined to do it. So I would definitely look into getting a clumping cat litter, and then you literally just make sure that that's really deep. So you want probably a good 3 inches there, making sure that there's enough substrate for the cats to dig, because cats love digging when they urinating and defecating. It makes them feel good. So try that, and then make sure you've got 3 trays in as well. If you're unsure, put 2 trays of the clumping litter in and leave the pine pellets. So then you are providing that litter buffet for them. If you can hear any crinkling behind me, there's one of those crinkle bags, and Primrose in and out of that at the moment, but at least she's not climbing up my back. So she also tries to lick it off. How do I stop her from doing so? Okay, this is about the cat with the little sore on the back of the neck. I would look into getting one of those Elizabethan collars, not the cone collars that go up like that. They're really restrictive for cats, and that's really not great for them. But the Elizabethan ruffle collars are really humane for cats. And incidentally, those for cats that go outside, they can be really good for stopping or certainly alerting the prey outside. So the cats can be hiding under the undergrowth, but because they're so brightly coloured, these Elizabethan collars, the ruffles, the birds and the mice can see them. So it actually helps preserve wildlife as well, if that's something that anyone is concerned about. Yeah, Princess, you've got 2 trays, so add in another one as well. Like I say, 2 with clumping and 1 with the original pine pellets, and I'm sure that will fix that for you. I'm not sure in the States, but we have something called Everclean or Van Cat. There's certainly Tigerino. Have a look into anything like that. Anything that's a soft bentonite substrate is going to be really good, but make sure it's deep because it goes really sticky otherwise. Totty, is it a bad thing when your kitten stays small? Not necessarily. Genetically, they are going to be what they were always going to be. So just like some humans are tall and some humans are small, cats are exactly the same. They used to think that having a cat neutered at a very young age, that made them small, but it doesn't. A lot of vets will do pubescent neutering now, and it doesn't affect the size, the growth at all. As long as they're getting a good protein-rich diet, species specific, so you're not feeding your cat dog food. I'm sure nobody here is, but believe it or not, people do. There isn't enough nutrients in dog food for cats, so don't worry about that. As long as she or he is eating well with a species specific food, then all is good. Hi, Beverly. Any tips on trying to make mice less fun for Goose? I love that name, to chase, or helping him warn the mice when he's there. I've got right. Okay, so I've just mentioned that actually. So this is exactly it. The bell, actually, the bells on a cat collar can be quite disturbing for a cat because their hearing is so sensitive, and they've got this jingle jingle. Whilst I understand why people who want to preserve wildlife want to alert them that their cat is in the vicinity, especially if he's a hunter, like Goose is. But look into the Elizabethan ruffle collars. They're really, really bright, and you can pop that onto your cat when he goes out, and they're comfortable for the cat. There's no bell needed. So how about that? Give it a try, and let me know next time we do Cat Chat Tuesday. Pop back on and tell me if Goose has behaved himself. That would be brilliant. Hi, Sam, you're from East Africa. My cat has stopped eating yesterday. What can I do to get her to eat again? I'm concerned. Yeah, I'd be concerned too, Sam. I think it's really important that you get her vet checked as soon as possible. The vet will obviously do a basic examination, and then if he's concerned with anything else, then he will do more blood workups and things like that. Um, is she drinking okay? That's another thing. But cats, inappetence is cat in cats is really quite important. So the worst thing you can do is nothing. So please take your cat along to the vet and get her checked out. Okay. And again, come back next time and let me know how your cat has got on. Um, Evening breeze. Yeah, we've got one of those here, but it's about 10 degrees. How do I feel about Prozac for cats demonstrating aggressive behavior towards other pets? Um, I can only speak as my experience as a behaviorist, not as a veterinary practitioner. Using selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, SSRIs, like Prozac, fluoxetine. That can be really, really effective in cats that have aggressive tendencies when used alongside a multimodal approach. So I don't think it's fair just to go along to your vet and expect your vet to prescribe that for you because you've got an aggressive cat. Very often, well, all the time in my behaviour plans, we'll go through a period of consultation where we put in environmental support in, we're doing education for the cat parents, lots of play, and everything is specific for that type of aggression. And then if that doesn't work, then I refer back to the veterinary surgeon, and if it's appropriate, then they will prescribe. So there are some things that you can do that I would suggest as part of a behavior modification plan, and that would be no catnip if you've got a cat with aggression, because the catnip is a stimulant and you don't want to stimulate an aggressive cat. What you do want to do is calm them down. So looking at other cat attractants, you've got I've got a bottle here, you've got this valerian spray, so that is really good. It's a cat attractant, but it's very calming, and if you've got any toys, you can spray them with it and spray the blankets with it. Pet Remedy is amazing. So Pet Remedy is over in the States, and I have a discount code if you go direct to Pet Remedy. If anybody wants that, I will put it in the comment section later on. And so that particular one is that's the calming spray. They come in all different sizes. So what I would suggest you pop in a plug-in of Pet Remedy. That works on phytotherapy. So you've got the oils there of clary sage, vetiver, and valerian, which are all calming. I would then look to get something like Comfort Zone, and this is a synthetic pheromone. And that works really well in tandem with this. And alongside that, I would look to get something like Anxitane, which is a non-pharmaceutical amino acid, L-theanine, and this calms the cats down as well. It can take up to 7 to 10 days to work, but this is a great alternative if you don't want to use Prozac. So that's the sort of approach I would use just as an environmental thing straight away before even looking to refer back to a vet Prozac. But yes, Prozac does have its place. So I hope that's helped. I've gone on a bit high there. Hello, Zorro, Bella, and Willie say hi. Hi, nice of you to mention your cats' names there. I'm just going to go back now and see. Yeah, pop your cat's name in the chat so we can say hi to them. It's nice to give everyone a mention. Um, where am I gone? So we've done the Prozac one. Oh, you're welcome, Princess. No more Legos anymore. Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, you're going to get one. Goose is going to behave himself. And it's Vesper's second birthday today. Oh, yeah, Goose and Vesper. I know who you are now. That's amazing. Um, how do you know if your cat wants a friend? Here's a 5-year-old rescue. Okay, so what I would always suggest is if your cat seems sociable, so if he's an outdoor cat and he hangs around with other cats in the street, in the neighborhood, and he seems like he's cat friendly, then he's going to tolerate a cat or a kitten really well. If, on the other hand, he gets very triggered by seeing other cats in the neighbourhood, then I would, with caution, get another cat. Signs of boredom are you're going to get over grooming, house soiling, aggression. They will retreat into themselves. I think as a cat parent, I think you'll know if your cat's unhappy. But with a lot of enrichment, and again on my TikTok channel, there's a whole playlist on different types of enrichment, how you can bring sensory enrichment into your cat's day-to-day activities. Cats don't need to be in pairs. They are solitary animals normally. But if you are going to adopt a kitten, I always think it's great to adopt a kitten in pairs. And I think the rescues would agree with me there too. So who else have we got? What, any more cat names here? You're welcome for the information. So you've got a little 3.5-month-old kitten girl, and she's been quite the pouncer and biter. Does that slow down once spayed? Not necessarily, because they've got all the energy, like I've just said, and I don't doubt that that is going to stop. When it comes to biting, though, I don't know whether you've been watching from the start, but I did mention Primrose is very, very bitey, and it's so important not to encourage that behaviour, because whilst it tickles at the moment, when she gets a big cat, it's not going to tickle anymore. So it's really important, if your kitten latches onto you, that you go very, very still and you move away slowly, and then try and distract with a little toy or a wand. So prevention is obviously better. So if you can avoid any contact like that, or just going still, as I've said, when they do latch on, and then distract them with something that is appropriate, then that would be much better, because you don't want to encourage that behavior. So I hope that's helped there. Oh, she's a little girl named Sunny. Oh, how that's a sweet name. She's got a 2-month-old tabby sister named Kit Kat, and a big 1-year-old bro and sis, Bombay siblings named Luna and Kato. Cat and Get. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, I love the Bombays. They're brilliant. Has anyone got any pedigrees on here, or are they all just marvelous moggies? Let me know in the comments. I'm always interested to know what breeds people have and what attracted you to that particular breed. Let me know. So Evening Breeze has got a new rescue called Misty. She seemed indifferent towards your other cat at first, but now she lunges at her and only wants us to herself. Oh, okay. You're welcome for that response. I think again, lots of enrichment really, and not encouraging that behaviour. So if she's allowed to rehearse it more and more, she'll keep doing it. So if you can interrupt that behaviour when you know that's going to happen, then that would really, really help. And putting some of those environmental things in that I've mentioned will also help too. Your cat, Yasin, your cat eats objects he shouldn't, like wood, plastic, tape, and strings. He's also suddenly started aggressively licking himself and even scratching in the middle of playing or eating. Okay, so you've got a couple of different, what I would call differentials here. The one thing when cats eat objects that are of no dietary benefit to them at all is called pica. Generally, it tends to be behavioral, but in some cases, it can be neurological. So it's always wise to get tested, vet checked first, just to check. Some breeds are more prone to this, like the Siamese, Orientals, and things like that. But prevention, again, removing all of these objects out of the environment. Is your cat bored? Making sure that all of these things are out of the environment and there's plenty of other objects that your cat can chew and mouth. So matatabi sticks, silver vine, they are really good if your cat really likes to chew. Think about the diet. Can you use hide and seek feeders in the home and make your cat work for the food? It may be that your cat is a little bit bored, in all honesty. So if you've got something like this is just a very small puzzle feeder, but then there's the little bandage ball, as I like to call it, putting treats and freeze dried sprats and things like that in something like that can really help. And then you've got the hide and seek feeders. So making your cat work and forage for food is going to alleviate any boredom. If he's aggressively licking himself, I would want to check that he's had flea treatment as well and he hasn't got any ticks or anything like that. So I think it might be good to go to the vet first, and the vet may decide that there will be a medication that's appropriate, something like a tricyclic antidepressant or an SSRI for pica in itself. So, but that's down to the vet's discretion, and that's something that you obviously, I'm just answering this from a small chat box, but I think it would be wise to go and speak to your vet about that, but making sure there's nothing about in the environment that they can chew. I had a cat that had pica and it was a nightmare. Anything plastic, he would do it, and it was very, very from very, very early on. And for me, it was prevention that was the best thing for me. So Sylvie's got cats called Yuki, Hisu, have I said that right? And Aka, oh, I can't say that. Akagnani, Cardni. I don't know how to say that. I'm really sorry, I've got that so wrong. But hello, Sylvie, and hello to your lovely cats. Totty, what's the best way to make an old cat and new kitten love each other? So again, using those things that I've mentioned in the environment, the pheromone support and the pet remedy, that would be great to set that up anyway. And then also, I think it would be good to get something like the big snuffle mat. Let me grab it here. Load it with some fun treats. There you go. I'm just covering myself up for a minute. Something like that would be really good. This one is excellent. This is a cattet one. And so there's all different zones here for the cats. So it's basically big enough for two cats to share. It's never good to feed cats together, but if they're foraging for treats and it's part of a predatory play sequence, then that's okay. That would be really good. Giving them a licky mat each with one of the churro treats on there. That would be good. And play as well. Don't play with a cat with a wand when there's two cats together. If you're playing one play, it should always be solo play, because you'll always get the more confident cat is always going to steal the show, and the less confident cat is just going to be sitting there and not having the benefit of that predatory play. So some play you can do together, but others it's single solo play. And again, on the playlist on my TikTok account, there's lots of information there about sequencing of play, which sounds really, really boring, but it isn't. And it's about realizing that when we play with our cats, we're actually mimicking their natural behavior, predatory behavior, and it's really important for them to have that. So I hope that's helped. Hi, Denise. I'm very well, thank you. You're missing your cat Ella, who's in a cattery whilst you're away. First time since she came to us. I'm sure you'll get the cold shoulder when you get back. You might be surprised, but I know what it's like when you go away and you leave your cats. Honestly, I've got a camera and I want to watch the cats, and I seem to spend more time looking at them when I'm away than actually enjoying myself when I'm away. But that's because we're cat parents and we love our cats. Don't worry too much if she's in the cattery, and you can check up on her, and I'm sure the cattery owners will be very quick to let you know that if she's got any problem. Oh, Primrose is coming back up now. One thing you can do, get back home, get some pet remedy, just to chill her out a little bit. And again, maybe one of those plug-in devices, but especially get one of these. And this would be a great treat for her. So when you get home, you can get these from Amazon, pop some treats in there for her, and then she'll be that happy to be foraging. She'll forget that she's ever been away, I promise. So that will really work. Um, Valentina, hello. Any advice on stopping diarrhea, which lasts for 3 weeks for cats? And also, the cat has hyperthyroidism and is on medication. So, this is definitely a question for your vet. I would probably suggest that you grab hold of a fecal sample and take it along to your vet and tell the vet what diet that you're feeding your cat on and giving them the full information. There are stomach settlers that you can give your cats, probiotics. I'm not saying instead of. I think you do need to take your cat to the vet, but Fortiflora probiotic can be quite good. If you've got a cat that the gut flora is all gone awry, but she's obviously got another contraindication there with the hyperthyroidism. So I think that's definitely something that you need to speak to your vet about, because she isn't absorbing the nutrients. So please pop along to the vet sooner rather than later. And then next catch up Tuesday, please let me know how she's got on, because I do remember you all. So yeah, do let me know on that. Shannon has got Cherub and Shadow. Hello to those two. And Susan, how to get Zeke to drink water? This is a great question. So, because cats originated from the desert animals years and thousands of years ago, they don't particularly like drinking. So it's not like a dog. If you put a bowl of water down for a dog will be straight in it to drink. Cats are very different. So we have to make sure that they do hydrate themselves. They do keep hydrated very, very well. On my TikTok video list, there's one how to check if your cat's hydrated. I'm not going to do it on little Primrose, but you can do a hydration check just by checking gently the back of the neck. If the skin stays up, then they're dehydrated, basically. So to get them to drink more water, never put your food next to a bowl of water, because cats, again, are very instinctive, and they innately believe that any food next to a water source, the water source is likely to be contaminated, so that won't help them. So never put water and food close together, keep them separate. A water fountain's really, really good. And one thing that is great, and you guys in the States may love this because it's warm, is a kiddie pool. So something like this, you can float bottle tops with little treats in. So they're getting the paws in the water, and they'll be licking the paws, and they'll be getting millimeters of water in the mouth at the same time. This one's meant to have little toys that float on it. Again, you can put bottle tops, you can put toys. What about making a tuna fish ice cube? And put that in a large shallow plate and let them lick that around. That's another way. They'll be getting the tuna fish. The smell will encourage them to it, and they'll also be getting hydrated as well. So there are other things that you can do. You can make up your happy snack or your churro, water that down a lot and freeze that into an ice cube. That's something else that you can do, and that's another cheeky way to get them to drink water. So it's always a battle to get cats to drink water. And there's even some automatic water feeders that or dispensers, should I say, that will, if your cat is chipped, and it should be now by law in the UK, it'll measure the amount of water that your cat drinks. How cool is that? Hi from Maui and Tobio. I hope I've said that right. Hollywood. Wow. Okay, that's really, really good. Lovely names. Tatiana and do you know what? I'm either going blind or this text is really, really. I can't read that. It looks like Nada, is it? Well, hello, Jennifer, to your kittens, and I'm so sorry if I've got the names wrong. Your four rescue kittens are Rosalie, Ditto, Salem, and Siona. 2 girls, 2 boys, all under 5. Oh, that's lovely. So you've got a really fun household then with your cats. I hope they all get on. I can't imagine having less than 5 cats. I've got 7 at the moment. I used to have 10. So, oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Is it Mosky? That's a cute name. You just found out that Vesper is part Maine Coon. Oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, I love Maine Coon cats. Has anyone got a Maine Coon cat on here now? Because I do love that. And you've got, oh, Nilong, you love Persian cat and their round face. Yeah, they are lovely, lovely cats, aren't they? I mean, I just love all cats. And if you say you've got that breed, I'll say, oh, I really love that breed as well. But I'm a bit of a Bengal exotic type fan. Wendy, so grateful. It's a pleasure to be here and share my experiences with you lovely people around the globe. And I love sharing information and sharing it from Rose as well. Anna, hello. Your cat Sheba will enjoy you petting her, but then she wants to bite on me. I just say, no, stop biting me. Yeah. So this can be when they get a little bit overstimulated, and it's about watching their body language. So, for example, if she comes to you, that's absolutely fine. Be cat-led. Let her have a fuss. And then what I'd suggest is when she's then had, I think, as much fuss, then just slowly move away. And that less is more, really, if you've got a cat that's been overstimulated. So it's about looking at their body language, looking at the facial cues. You might see that her whiskers will tense, pupils will dilate, and her eyes will narrow. Her ears may flatten slightly, and you also may see the telltale tail waggle as well. So check out for those signs. So the best thing to do is pull away, move away, stop petting before she bites, because each time she's allowed to bite, she's rehearsing that all the time. So I hope that helps. And hi, Catherine. Hello from Cleo and Coco. Gosh, 2 names I can actually read and say. Can I advise on how to train a cat that does not cover urine or feces? She never did when you got her at 7 weeks. Coco tries to cover hers, but barely. Again, I'd like to know what type of cat litter. Oh, she's going to sleep. Look, what type of cat litter have you got? Have you got something that is a loose substrate that allows the cats to dig and bury? If you've got a hard substrate, they're not going to want to do that. So if you've got something like the pine or the paper, or even the granular one that doesn't really, anything non-clumping is not going to allow a cat to bury its feces and urine. Some cats don't want to. Some cats, if they're not neutered, will want to leave their feces on top as a calling card to other unneutered cats in the neighbourhood, to say, they're sending pheromone messages in that feces to say, I'm fertile, or I'm a male, I'm here. So if they're not neutered, that could be another reason, but I am guessing that they are. So I hope that helps, and try the cat litter. And again, pop back next time and let me know, has that helped? And I do hope it has. Totty, what's the best way to make an old cat? I think I've answered that one, haven't I? How to get them playing. I have. That was the one. To love each other. Yeah, that was the one where, thinking about getting an engagement with each other, but playing with them individually as well. Cleo has also stopped covering her urine. So again, are they elderly cats? Because sometimes if you've got arthritis later on, then it can be difficult for them to get into the litter tray and do all of the burying in that way. But I would definitely look at getting your different type of litter. I hope that's helped. Wendy, why does your cat meow loudly when he comes inside from sitting outside? He does this every single time. He likes to sit outside on the balcony, and when he comes inside, he meows. He's announcing his presence to you. So he's vocalizing. He's obviously, I bet any money that when he comes in, he goes meow, 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 and you say to him, oh, hello, hello. And he's learned then that by meowing, he gets a response from you. So he's trained you to answer him, and he's announcing his presence. So that's all. Nothing there to worry about. I think that's really sweet. And if you do have that conversation with him, then that's lovely. Anna, you've got a white cat with one blue eye and one green eye. Is that a specific breed? No, it isn't. For anybody who knew David Bowie, he had different coloured eyes, and there is a name for it, and it escapes me. I'll have to put it in the comments later, but there is a specific name for that, and it's just a genetic thing. Um, it it does happen more often with white cats. Just like some white cats genetically can be deaf, but just because you've got a white cat doesn't mean to say they are deaf. It's just that some might maybe. Um, so, hi, Ra, your cat got sick with a bacterial infection in the last few days. Oh, I'm so sorry. She's peed, dumped, vomited everywhere, but not the toilet. She's now better with antibiotics. Will she revert back to normal toilet behaviour? I would say yes, most likely. Um, and obviously, it's one of the first red flags that if you have a cat that is toileting normally and then suddenly they stop going to the tray, it's a red flag to go and speak to the vet, or look at your husbandry or something, because cats, obviously, if they're going outside of the litter box, then that's something that you want to address straight away. I hope your cat gets better. Um, Helena, your cat Shadow is the only one who hates those churro and anything like it. Oh, wow, okay. Um, I've not known many cats not like it, but then cats are individual, aren't they? And if they don't like a certain thing, then maybe offer just the ice cubes, the tuna ice cubes. That would work quite well. Um, Cloud, can I post links to the toys? Yeah, what I'll do after the cat chat is finished, I normally go back tomorrow, and if there's any questions, I'll answer them all then. And then the toys that I've mentioned, I'll put a whole link on there. You can get them all over in the States, because I do like to check that you can get most of them. And from Amazon normally. So I'll do that for you with pleasure. Um, Cloud, you've rescued a cat 7 months ago and he has an infection. You've already taken him to the vet 4 times. Antibiotics work temporarily, and then there's a lot of mucus returns to his respiratory. Um, I think that needs, unfortunately, it needs more vet attention. I can't comment on anything clinical because I'm not a veterinarian, but definitely I would want that cat checked as well, for certain infections and diseases. So, and it might be that you have to take him a number of times before he gets better. So keep on with that, and support the cat that you've got with the pheromone support and the pet remedy if you can get hold of some, because he's going to feel very anxious. So keep everything very low key in the home until he starts to feel better. Um, yeah, somebody said, is it his lungs or his nose and mouth? Um, if my two cats, Totty, if your two cats try to fight, should I interfere or let them be? Um, Definitely, if you can split up any fights with a cushion, don't ever try and go and split a cat fight up yourself, because that's really going to be a danger to yourself. If you can actually prevent the fights in the first place, and again, this brings me back to the environmental support and the enrichment, thinking about your pet remedy, your pheromone support, and cats, don't just think that cats don't need playing with. They need so much attention. I'm probably going to say more than dogs. Um, but I know that dogs should have a lot of attention as well. But I feel that cats, because they exhibit more predatory behaviour, and unless you're actually engaging in that with them, they will fight with each other because they'll be bored. And I hate saying that to cat parents, because I know that you all love your cats, but really ask yourself, have you got a play protocol? Have you got a play routine? Are you rotating your cat's toys? Have you got a timetable for different sensory play that you're going to bring out? So, Monday to Friday, you do these, and then your toys, put them all different toys in a shoebox labeled Monday to Sunday, and then just bring out those toys every day. Then you don't even have to think. Monday could be tunnels, Tuesday could be water play, Wednesday could be a robotic play, and things like that, cardboard boxes. Think about how you can really enrich your cat's life, and that actually enrichment will prevent a lot of the boredom and the problem that goes on. I didn't just throw her over my shoulder then, she jumped off. Um, so I hope that's helped. Your cat Isaac, Wendy says meow. He's grateful for the answers and toy suggestions. I bet he is. And hello to you, Isaac. And okay, I recently adopted a new cat and he's bullying my older cat, taking his favourite perches and such. My old cat is now getting stressed out for this. How can I correct this? Okay, I'm going to sound like a broken record now, aren't I? But basically, I'm making sure that you've got enough enrichment in the home. So if you've got one tree, you need two trees. You need multiple resources of the same thing. So if you've got a cat wall, make sure that you've got mirrored cat walls, if you like, so they've both got the high perches, so they're not competing for the highest perch or the most favorite place. Reducing the tension in the home is going to be the best way there, and that's by giving them more resources of the same. Very often, if I've got a client and they'll show me around the home virtually, I'll see one cattery and they've got two cats and the cats are fighting over that one cattery. So literally just by putting another cattery in that's identical or of the same value to the cats, that will reduce the tension. So give that a go. Okay, Cloud, you've got a question asked there by somebody else. You could pick that up. Your cats do drink a fair amount of water. I've also observed that they like to lick the sides of the water dish where the minerals have accumulated. One thing I'll say about water dishes, it's a pet hate of mine. If my rule of thumb is if you will drink out of that water bowl, then it's good enough for your cat. But please, all of you do me a favour, go to your water bowls after this live and pour the water out and run your finger in the bowl. And honestly, tell me if there's a little bit of slime there, because if there is, that's full of bacteria. And then would you drink out of it? And that bacteria can be harmful to your cat. It's so easy just to go, oh, fresh water. I mean, some people perhaps don't even do fresh water every day. Again, honesty, let's be honest here. Change your water every day, wash the bowl every day. So that's your homework, guys. You've all got to go and empty your water bowl and do the slime test. And if the slime is there, slime be gone. And your cats will thank you for it. Right, let me scroll down a bit more. Purple would adopt more cats, but your lease limits you to two cats in your apartment. Well, that's good, because again, if your apartment is only adequate for two cats, why adopt more unless it's a vast apartment? But think about the environment that the cats have got. Just because we want to have more cats, should we have more cats? I mean, I've got plenty of room here, so the cats all have their own zones. They've all got their own room. They've got their catio, so there isn't the conflict there. But I can imagine that if suddenly I had to go to a smaller apartment, then I would have conflict. Rosebud. Do you mean Primrose? It's not Rosebud, but Rosebud is a nice name. Hi Maria, when you've got two cats and when one cat is in the bathroom, my other cat is watching for her. Oh, she's guarding. Yeah, so basically your cat is guarding, and this is when one more confident cat is asserting themselves over another. So then you need to think about the environment again. Repeats, it's like Groundhog Day, isn't it? Comfort zone, pheromone support, pet remedy. Think about the enrichment. What are you putting in to those cats' welfare in terms of how much do you play with them every day? What enrichment are you putting in? Or are you doing the whole toy rotation thing? It's so important, honestly. If anybody's watching this on catch up or anything, and you've got conflict with your cats, then just by putting in a play routine and a structure, just like you would do with your toddler or your child, cats need that same thing. And I promise you, it will make a vast difference. So never underestimate the power of play if you have a cat. And also, you've got one cat in the bathroom, try and put a tray somewhere else, because if there's just one area to use for the toilet for the cats, then they will guard that. It's called resource guarding. So putting a tray somewhere else will really help that and make your cat feel more confident. Because I think if you don't, you're going to have an issue where the less confident cat is going to be house soiling, and I'd hate that for you. You're very welcome, Catherine. Okay, your cat was adopted at 8 months. This is Silver C. He didn't cover his feces until I tried a new litter box. We had a top entry and changed it out. Yeah, top entry boxes I'm not a fan of, I'll be totally honest, because cats are not moles. They don't go down a hole to do a pee. So let's get them as in let cats have the most naturalistic environment and welfare that they would have normally, and cats don't go down holes to wee. So good on you for getting rid of that. Yes, that's the word, heterochromia. Thank you, Helena. Thank you for that. I think I've said it right. Hi from Florida. First time you come across my site. You mean cats.com? You haven't heard of cats.com. Gracie, where have you been? Apart from in Florida, I suppose you're too busy soaking up the sun on beautiful beaches in Florida. Gosh, I love Florida. I'm going to change the subject now, but Big Macs in Florida are nothing like the Big Macs in the UK. Our Big Macs are like little scones, they're tiny. I had my first Big Mac in Florida and it was amazing. So I'm glad you found us now. So you can now tune in regularly to Cat Chat Tuesday and cats.com. Primrose is a new addition to the Kittysitty house. She's beautiful. No, she's not. I did mention it earlier. I'm looking after her for a friend, and she goes on Sunday. And yeah, they're hard work kittens. I forget. She's so busy, but she's absolutely adorable. So no, she is going back. She's not a new addition. Oh, you'd all know about that on my pages. If I had a new addition, it would be ta-da! Here's the new addition. So you've got Jenny, you've got a second cat. Your older cat has a bloody stool. Okay, please help. Please take your cat along to the vet. I'm not even going to say chances are, but I mean, your vet will probably want to worm her anyway, but there could be other reasons as well. So, and certainly in the UK now, there's a new governance with vets. They can't just prescribe wormer for cats that they haven't seen. They have to see the cats now. I don't know what it's like where you are, but definitely if there's a bloody stool, it could be more than just worms. So take your cat along to the vet, okay? And please let me know how she is next time. I'm sure it's nothing sinister, but we can never be sure until they've seen a vet. Hi, Melissa. You've got an older male cat and he's really hard to engage. I can't get him to play no matter. What do you have any ideas, please? Yes. Okay, so for people that say that their cats won't play, you just probably haven't found what is their trigger. So is he motivated by food, in which case you could make food games as part of the play. So this is really good. Now, this is meant for dogs. So, and it just basically keeps them engaged. Now, you'll see here there's different size holes where the kibble goes in, and it sits on a solid frame, but I've taken that off just so I can show it to you. But the cats learn to knock that down, and then they get the food reward. So that's something that is actually engaging their brain. And again, I mentioned this earlier, that toy that something like that. That is part of a play sequence. What about cat TV? There's a channel on here called Patsy's Garden. I absolutely love it. Well, I love it as well as my cats. So my cats will watch it. I find it really calming. So cats, when they're out hunting, will actually watch. And that's what cat TV is. They are just watching. So that's the first part of a cat's play sequence. So see if you can get your cat engaged with watching, first of all. If it's an older cat, then maybe get some catnip. This is the cat spray. And then one of these little mice, you could perhaps tie a ribbon around and then just gently drag it away. Um, if he's an old boy, he's not going to be wanting to leap around, but he might be interested in something like that. And again, just even the foraging, the hide and seek feeding, something like that, that's going to still engage his predatory foraging behavior, even though he isn't playing. He's not probably going to want to jump around after a laser or a wand, and that's absolutely understandable. But there are other things that you can do. So the puzzle feeders, and they come in all different types, even freeze-dried rabbit ears, something like that. I like to tie a string around them as a lure, and then the cats will run after them, because not only do they get the smell, they get the texture and they get the crunch as well. If that's so, not all cats will eat them, but just as a plaything, then that's quite good. That's really tapping into that predatory drive that they have. um so, Helene, your cat loves interactive play, and for some reason she has a thing for me rolling bottle caps on the floor so she can chase them. That's brilliant. The only thing with bottle caps, make sure that they're not so small that she could choke on them. But there's those springies. I don't think I've got any here, actually. But those springies are really good. Some cats like those. And then there's the big straws. Another great toy, actually, and you can make this yourself. Get a shoebox, poke some holes in, and then poke some straws in top with bendy straws, the plastic ones, and the cats will play with that. This is obviously not for any cat that has pica, that is going to want to chew the plastic. So just be mindful of that. We don't want any cats chewing the straws and eating them. You've got 3 catteries and 4 window perches for 2, so there's no shortage. Okay, I hear what you're saying there. So definitely think about just the enrichment that they've got then, if and that is playing with them. Think about the rotating of the toys and bringing different things in every day. So I mean, I've shown a few things here, but just different things, rotating the water play. I mentioned about the rabbit ears, something that's going to get them engaged and fired up and concentrating on what you're doing, not what they're doing between the two of them. Primrose is 12 weeks. She's not my kitten, Totty. You're cleaning now. Okay. You always put water in the food. That's a great one, actually. Yeah, that's another way to add. Oh, you're cleaning the bowl now. Oh, well done, Melissa. Did you find the slime? Go on, be the first one to tell me you found some slime. And how much do you play with your cats every day? This is going to be individual to your circumstances, but I would say as much as you can. And it can be just as much as little as 5 to 6 minutes, if you, but maybe regular times. If you've got an older cat, it may be less than that. And cat TV is a great easy way. The robotic toys are quite good as well. So anything like that. I mean, don't, if you've got a kitten though, a little bouncing bundle like Primrose here is about to go to sleep, then you're going to want to have to play more shorter sessions. You don't want to have a cat that's panting too much. So um, anything is better than nothing. And it's no good saying, oh, you must do this, because if it doesn't fit into your lifestyle, then you're not going to do it. So make it something that you can promise that you do. It's no good starting a routine and then doing it for 2 days and stopping. It's got to be consistent, because cats love predictable routine. It makes them feel secure. Never underestimate the power of play. You love that. Thank you. Keith, you're trying to decide what to use in deworming an outside cat. What do you recommend? Are you leaning towards Drantal? Is it possible to determine if a cat has worms without a stool sample? This is a veterinary question. Your vet, you can take a fecal sample over to your vet, and they'll do a fecal worm count. And again, you're going to have to speak to your vet advice. I can't recommend what wormer to use, and everything is now, it's not over the counter here anymore. So get your cat along to the vet. And if you don't want to overworm, because I would agree with that, I would get a fecal worm count, ask for one of those. So I'm just going to go. Your cat's on prescription pills for bloody stool. Okay. Your new kitty is fully grown. This is Purple Rhymes. Purple Rhymes with Orange. What a great name. My new kitty is fully grown. Shelter rescues. Don't know his age, but guessing 3 to 4. He still gets silly and chases his own tail, spinning round. Oh, that's so lovely. Does he have zoomies as well? I love that. I love it when they have zoomies. This little princess is going to go to sleep. Right, guys, I think I'm going to have to wrap up now. It's gone so quickly, and I think it's because I've had Primrose here as well, and it's clearly she's going to go to sleep. Can you see that? I'm so sorry for the people that haven't answered the questions from tonight, but please pop them in the comments and I promise that I will answer them all. And if anybody has got any more questions, I always go back and I keep going back to answer them. And I'd like to thank you all for viewing. And if you've really enjoyed it, then please share the live. It'll be available soon as a recording. So share the live with your cat friends, tell them all about cats.com. And I must say, for anybody that's in the UK, there's a new show coming to the NEC in Birmingham, and it's called The Cat Show Live, and that's on the 14th of September. So it's going to be really, really good. There's speakers, there's cats, there's Hope Alley for all the rescues, and there's some cats there as well. And for you people are American cousins over the pond, there may be something for you too, but you'll have to tune in next time to find out. And if you head along to the Facebook page for the Cat Show Live, then you'll be able to get any updates there that you may find very interesting. So I'm going to say meow for now. And keep your eye on the page because there'll be another Cat Chat Tuesday, and I'll have to wait for cats.com headquarters to tell me that'll be when it'll be. But it's been so lovely having you all here today, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing Primrose. She's now gone to sleep, so it's a good time to end. So bye everybody. Take care of those cats and check out your water bowls and let me know how much slime you found. Bye.